.24 ERA. And on the mound for the Astros, it's Nolan Ryan, 6-6 with an ERA of 4.2.
Carver, along with Rusty Staub, Ralph Kiner, and Steve Zabriskie, ready to start the second half of the season. The Mets have played 84 ball games. They presently have a remarkable 59-25 record, 13 games ahead of the Montreal Expos. The Mets have played ERA.
Mets, of course, with the best record of the majors at 59-25, 13 games up on Montreal. Meanwhile, the second-place Yankees at 50-32
with a 2.24 ERA. And on the mound for the Astros, it's Nolan Ryan, 6-6 with an ERA of 4.2.
Carver, along with Rusty Staub, Ralph Kiner, and Steve Zabriskie, ready to start the second half of the season. The Mets have played 84 ball games. They presently have a remarkable 59-25 record, 13 games ahead of the Montreal Expos.
That ball went down like an elevator, and Garner right over the top, and boy, is he miffed.
This is as good a curveball as Bob Ojeda has thrown all year. That was a downer right there.
Only his second strikeout, but now Ojeda has also retired, now 8 in a row, and we'll go to the 7th inning with the Houston Astros still leading the Mets.
And the curveball ripped to right field, a base hit. 1 run will score, and the Mets are trying for 2. Here's a throw home, and not in time, and the Mets take the lead 2-1. And Dykstra off the curveball moves on down to second on the throw. So the Mets take the lead 2-1 as Dykstra comes through once again.
Lanier electing to leave Ryan in the ball game, and he threw Dykstra a breaking ball. Then he went right down and got it, hit a rope into right field, and Howard Johnson coming all the way well ahead of the throw by Kevin Bass for the go-ahead run for New York. Johnson across the plate before the ball even gets there, and with Dykstra's great speed, he didn't hesitate. He went on down to second base with Mookie Wilson moving to third.
And it brings up Wally Backman and on the bench on the losing side now of this ball game. And a line drive to center field. 1 more run will score, maybe 2. The throw to the plate, not in time. The Mets lead by a score of 4-1, and moving on down to second on the throw home is Wally Backman. So Backman with a pinch hit. I shouldn't say pinch hit, with a hit from the right-hand side of the plate, and the Mets now lead by 3.
Well, 2 of the runs charged to Nolan Ryan, and no opportunity really for Davey Johnson to pinch hit with Tim Teufel for Wally Backman, as he might have done, because Teufel not with the club due to the birth of his and his wife's child. Tim is out
of this game. And this ball hit down the third base side, knocked down by Garner, but he has no play, and that might be an error, although it would have been a very tough out at first.
Well, we'll see.
And at 1-1, Strawberry rips at the right center field. 2 more runs to score, maybe 3, and the Mets will lead by a score of 6-1. And now a play at the plate as Carter tries to score. He does, and now Strawberry hung up at second. He goes back into second, and he's in there safely. So the Mets get 3 more as Strawberry doubles in. Runners at first, second, and third.
Gary Carter scoring all the way from first base on this shot. I mean, a rocket into the gap in right center field. Hernandez able to trot home from second, and here comes Carter. The throw way up the line, or there might have been a play at the plate. And Strawberry, with nobody covering at second, taking the chance. Thon came back from his cutoff position to try to get Darrell. Manager Hal Lanier right there. Let's take a look at his reaction as Strawberry doubles to drive in all 3 base runners. And as you mentioned, Ralph, earlier, Lanier has been very stoic throughout this game. You talk about body language showing resignation. This is what you call non-reaction. Yeah, Carter's going to score 2.
So in the inning, 6 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. And the score at the end of 6.5 innings, the Mets 6 and Houston 1. And now the pitch is lined to right as the runner goes on the pitch. Knight on his way to third, goes there with no play. And Howard Johnson singles to right field. The Mets have runners at first and third. And the batter coming up will be Mookie Wilson. Field in on AstroTurf. And this ball looped to left field. It'll be caught by Jose Cruz, who had trouble with the lights. Tagged up at third base is Ray Knight, and he comes in to score, and the Mets lead it by a score of 8-1 on a sacrifice fly by Len Dykstra. He'll go to 11-2 if the Mets win. Runners go. The ball looped to left field. It'll be a base hit. Coming in from second base is Howard Johnson to score. The Mets now lead by a score of 9-1 as Wally Backman comes up with his second hit of the ball game. The third baseman coming in to score is Mookie Wilson, and the Mets now lead by a score of 10-1. Backman crosses over to
be a big problem for him.
And this ball hit down to third. Knight will have to hurry. He gets it there just in time for the forced play at second to end the inning. So in the inning, 1 run without a base hit. 3 walks and a batter hit by a pitch ball. And 3 men left on base, and the score at second base with no one out as Reynolds makes his debut as a pitcher, and he misses low for ball 1. There have been some very unlikely pitchers that have pitched. Beat Walter Johnson once in his first major league start by a score 2-1, and a ground ball up the middle, a base hit. And coming in to score is Roger McDowell. So the Mets now leading 11-2. 2-2 the count, and now strike 3, and Greg Reynolds strikes out Howard Johnson.
Well, what is left of this crowd of 20,000 loves it. And they've cheered every strike. And Reynolds with the ball.
And the Mets working on another 3-hour ball game. A base hit up the middle, and 2 runs will score. Knight scores from third base. Mookie comes in from second. And the Mets now leading by a score of 13-2. Backman now with his third hit in his last 3 at-bats.
And Wally with 5 RBIs on the night.
Ground ball chopped out to third. Ray Knight over to first base. The throw in the dirt and picked up by Kevin Mitchell at first, and that'll do it. So the Mets win the first game after the All-Star break by a score of 13-2. Ojeda the winning pitcher, and Bob now with a record of 11-2. The losing pitcher in the ball game, Nolan Ryan, his record stands at 6-7. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Right now, here's a word from Busch Beer.